Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 5 of an Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood Collections walkthrough. I had a little bit of trouble. Hopefully the music is not up too loud right now. I had a little bit of trouble with sound in the previous 2 videos, and I found a way to aim the microphone at me better this time, and I'm hoping it's fixed the problem. Still don't have a mount. I keep thinking that I've got a mount, but I have not reached level 10 yet. So, I believe in the last episode, we had just finished... We had just gone to this fort right here. This one, Fort Blueblood. I dealt with some things there, and now we were going to go up to talk to Revis Dimnivani. We found a piece of paper that said that he needed help with an experiment he's performing in the ruins of Vaond. So I need to go to the ruins of Vaond and talk to him. Let me see if I've got any room in my inventory. It looks like it's getting pretty bad. Let's see what the main quest is telling us to do. It's telling us to warn Counselor Vandacia and Valeria. All right. So, I will try to make it without having to go back to town and get rid of inventory space. I'll try to keep going until... What's this? Some free fish. Awesome. And a treasure chest. Great. So I'll try to make it as far as I can without having to go back to town and deconstruct gear and sell stuff and things like that. It's a beautiful day in Blackwood today. No Oblivion portals anywhere. Let's see, do I have any buff food? No health buff food. Yeah, that's terrible. We really need to do something about that. These are runes. If I didn't tell you last time, you can make enchantments out of those runes that I just picked up. We'll do that at some point. I'll show all the crafting stuff you can do in ESO.
Well, we can't wait any longer. We should begin the experiment.
With no porters, no assistants. This endeavor's been a farce from the start, Revis. Now it's a doomed one. Yet another inferior intellect bumbles into Vaond. You're in good company with Revis around.
I might have an inferior intellect, but I can fight really well.
Praise Vivek. You'll hear about the notices I posted, yes? Even if you're not, you're welcome all the same. My student and I need help with an experiment, and the situation is rather desperate. Well, really desperate. Really, truly desperate.
What's the experiment?
House Telvanni is funding a practical test of my latest invention, the Phantasmal Sensor. It exercises spirits, ghosts, and other spectral beings near instantaneously. The Unquiet Dead claim countless lives each season, but no longer.
What do you need me to do?
The porters and assistants I contracted with have been waylaid in Narsis, some manner of food poisoning. I'm desperate for an extra set of eyes and hands to help with labor and preparations. Nothing dangerous, I assure you.
Very well, I'll help.
Oh, I'm so relieved you agreed to help. Before you arrived, I feared my overseers at House Telvanni really might... No matter. Tyrus and I already set up a small field laboratory in the ruined Veyond. Meet us inside and we'll get started.
Alright, can you tell me more about this phantasmal sensor?
Certainly. It's a wedding of Barrelzar's theories on the interactions of tonal and spectral forces with a resonance housing of my own design. Activating it should render any ghosts in proximity completely mute. A clever bit of engineering, I suppose.
You don't sound very excited about it.
What? No, I'm extremely excited about it. My superiors in Tel Naga called it a product of minor interest. Believe me when I say that's as robust an endorsement as I'm ever likely to earn. If the Telvanni Council thinks it's worthwhile, so do I.
Tell me about your pupil, Tyrus.
Tyrus is a junior Oathman of House Telvanni. At this point in his education, he's obliged to accompany a spellwright like myself on a few field excursions. Sort of an apprenticeship. Honestly, in his case, it's just a formality.
What do you mean?
Tyrus is an incredible talent, of the sort that only appears once in a generation. What's more, his family is extremely well connected. He lives the Telvanni creed effortlessly. I wager he'll be Archmagister one day.
What do you think of House Telvanni?
Really putting me on the spot, aren't you? There are aspects of Telvanni culture I find abhorrent, the practice of slavery being chief among them. We do what we can. When the only alternative is exile, it's complicated.
So, if you ever play the Morrowind chapter, or you watch my other walkthrough, my standard edition walkthrough, you'll also see this guy, Revis Dimnivani, and he's a member of the Telvanni. They practice slavery. They're really not good people, but they are great scholars, so I can kind of see where he's coming from. Why are you conducting this experiment in Beyond?
When you're on a mission to quiet down restless ghosts, you go where the restless ghosts are. Angry spirits pile up in these Ayleid ruins like weevils in a hollow log. Feck only knows why. I've never taken much interest in Ayleid history.
You couldn't find restless ghosts in your homeland?
In Morrowind? Ha, I wouldn't think of it. Silencing an ancestor is blasphemous, even if some of them deserve it. My Aunt Cernsea can't let a visitation go by without complaining about her urn. We know you wanted purple. Get over it already, right?
Taking assistance from random passers-by. The Magisters of the House will most certainly have opinions on this. This is easily the most important experiment in Revis's unremarkable career, and he's soliciting aid from random passers-by. Of course he is. It would be depressing if it wasn't so predictable.
Tell me about yourself, Tyrus.
I am Tyrus Terethi, firstborn son of Fothis Terethi, and adopted nephew to Magister Thorana of Tel Brenora. I can tell by your vacant expression you're not well acquainted with the current affairs of House Telvanni. No great surprise there?
No, this character isn't well acquainted with it, but one of my other characters is. What brings you to Blackwood?
I often ask myself the same thing. The Telvanni Council insists that prodigies such as I leave Morrowind for a time to experience whatever this is. It makes us more worldly, I suppose. An insufferable waste of time, if you ask me.
You're here to study with Revis, though, right?
That's a charitable way to put it. Technically, I am Revis's student, but he's taught me very little beyond how to fumble aimlessly from one disaster to another. I can't wait for this to be over.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. Go to the little laboratory they've got set up. Oh, you know what? I think I need to stay up here. Here it is. Beyond is a large Ayleid ruin northeast of Leyawiin. I've seen trolls in those ancient halls. Okay, never can finish reading those. I guess that's a good thing that the loading screens don't take that long.
Come to think of it, Revis, a crumbling ruin is an apt place for your final experiment with House Telvanni.
Finally, we can get started. There's a lot riding on this experiment's success. So yes, let's all stay focused and diligent. And also very, very careful.
What do you need me to do?
I need you to paint some stabilizing runes around the area to reinforce the sensor's magics. They're not all that elaborate, I promise, but do be mindful. I'm not leaving anything to chance this time.
How do I paint these runes?
Here are the materials in a template. I infused the paint with ground soul gems to reinforce the rune's potency. At great personal expense, I might add. Right, Tyrus? There's no price too high for success. Try not to use it all right?
What will you and Tyrus do while I'm gone?
I have a few more calibrations to attend to. As for Tyrus, he'll probably, you know, observe. For educational purposes. You can speak with him if you have any other questions. Set guides you, my friend.
Alright, I'll go paint those runes.
Remember, precision is of the utmost importance, so no loafing or dawdling, you. I'm sorry. We're supposed to use harsh declaratives like that to motivate people. Are you? Yeah, I can tell you're motivated. Great. That's great.
So, what are these runes for, again?
The housing I created for the phantasmal sensor should contain the energies it releases well enough. I employed a fascinating helical boring technique invented by the dwarves of Arkingthand. I have all sorts of ideas for... Sorry, that can wait.
So, about those runes...
Right, sorry. The runes provide a stabilizing aura to prevent any real spectacular tonal reactions or spectral anomalies. I triple-checked every aspect of the experiment, but a mage can never be too careful. Especially if that mage is me.
Have you had difficulties with this sort of thing in the past?
Difficulties? Ha, no. Certainly not. I just place great emphasis on safety. Sure, there have been a few bumps along the way, but like the old wizards say, in the mountains of magical praxis, one never climbs in vain.
Alright. So, I think I saw somebody one time show there was a way you could convince...
Soul gem-infused runes slathered on alien walls? The poor condition of the stone combined with imprecise template virtually guarantees a lack of efficacy. What is Revis, an amateur? What am I saying? Of course he is.
You don't think what Revis is doing will work?
Ah, finally. Someone else makes an astute observation. Congratulations. You've just become the second smartest person in the room. The runes Revis wants painted will have, at most, a negligible impact. They're essentially just expensive vandalism.
Isn't Revis your teacher? Why are you talking about him like this?
Don't be thick. I have nothing to learn from the likes of Revis Demnevani. This is a mere formality. When I ascend to the council, I will make weeding out hedge mages like Revis my first priority.
Do the other Telvanni mages share your low opinion of Revis?
Oh, yes. Revis knows where he stands with the Telvanni Council. On a precipice. And after today's nonsense, he will finally fall off.
Alright, I think I saw someone else do this, and there was a way to convince Tyrus to do the experiment for you. I don't know how they did it, but in this case, we're just going to do it on our own. It's kind of a fun little puzzle anyway. Actually, this isn't the part I was thinking of. Thought he said this wasn't going to be dangerous. Trying to see if there's any books here that will level any kind of skill. Doesn't look like it.
Ah, welcome back. The runes are in place, right? I'm anxious to begin the experiment.
Yes, I painted all the runes. What's next?
Excellent. By the three, can I just tell you how refreshing it is to hear a voice of support? Thank you. Now, the next step is a bit more complicated. I need you to assist me with a phantasmal sensor's kindling sequence.
How do I do that?
These magical pylons provide the key. Fair warning, they can be a bit unruly, but the fundamentals are sound. Spectral energy will pass between them freely, but sometimes the crystals dislodge. If that happens, I need you to reattune them.
How will I know which pylon to attune?
Just pay attention to the energies flowing between them. If no spectral motes pass through one of the pylons, you'll know that's the one that needs fixing. I should warn you, if you try to attune a functional pylon, you might feel a mild shock.
Thanks for the warning. I'll keep my eyes on the pylons.
It's nice to have a willing pair of hands to assist me. Tyrus seems well acquainted with instruments like these. He could make a real contribution if he wasn't so set on observing all the time. I wish I could convince him to help. Oh well.
Of course. Can you remind me of what to do again?
Certainly. Just keep a close eye on the spectral energy leaping between the pylons. If you don't see any energies flowing to or from a pylon, then I'll need you to reattune it for me.
Okay. So, I saw there is a way to get Tyrus to help you.
Well, aren't you supposed to be helping Revis with this folly?
Reva said you know a lot about this sort of thing. Why aren't you helping?
Know a lot. I'd barely left the cradle when I erected my first arcane pylon. But if you're asking me to assist Revis in this buffoonery, I'd sooner put trousers on a Vardvark. It's just as fruitless, but infinitely more adorable.
Okay, so this is what it is. If you have the Persuasion skill, which is a Mage's Guild ability, in fact, I might be able to use it here. I'm not going to use it, though, because I think this is kind of cool, this puzzle you do here. So you go here, signal Revis.
Let's begin. Like I said before, pay careful attention to the flow of energy. Find the pylon that isn't properly attuned.
Okay, so obviously it's this one that's not attuned. But I'm going to try to attune one that is attuned. So let's see.
Good. Now here comes the next sequence.
Wait, why did it work?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Ancestors, help me.
Alright, I was just wondering what happens if you pick the wrong one.
Now, the last sequence.
Alright, I think it's this one.
It's working. Just a moment more and... What? Why isn't it... Good grief! Damn it all! I triple-checked the pylons last night. I field-tested the rooms. I've read everything Barrelzar's ever written aside from his fetching diary, and it still doesn't work. Still! Why won't it work? It needs to work!
Did we do something wrong?
No. No! You followed my instructions to the letter, and I practically killed myself proving out the theories in my laboratory back home. Literally. My eyebrows only recently grew back. It can't just be bad luck. I must have missed something.
Missed something like what?
Something in Veyond. Some arcane anomaly that disrupts the function of pylons. Of course, the ruin I choose to work in suffers from some heretofore unseen pylon scrambling hocus-pocus. Just another day in the life of Revis Demnavani.
So, what can we do to fix it?
Well, we need to find the source of the disturbance. Take Tyrus and explore the lower chambers. It shouldn't take him long to identify the culprit. Just make sure to keep him safe. If anything happens to him, my Kwama is well and truly cooked.
Alright, I'll help Tyrus find the source of the interference.
Right. I'll stay here and inspect the instruments. Again. If I didn't find any flaws the first 3 times, I doubt I'll find any now. But who knows? Maybe Tyrus is right. Maybe this is just a huge waste of time.
Yeah, Tyrus thinks it's a waste of time, but what do you think?
What do I think? What does that matter? The Telvanni Council detests my work on Dwemer mechanics. They want nothing to do with my study of rare eggs. The phantasmal sensor is the only thing I've ever created that won their approval.
Is the Telvanni Council's approval really that important?
Really that important? Well, of course it is. I'm a member of House Telvanni, for Vex's sake. If the Council drums me out, what would I do? Who would I share my theories with? No, once that door closes, it closes forever. It's unthinkable.
Do you really think making the phantasmal sensor work will change their opinion of you?
Absolutely. Yes. Maybe. I don't know, but I have to try. Would I rather be poking around in a dwarven ruin, unraveling the mysteries of tonal architecture? Yes, but no one ever said arcane practice always leads to excitement.
Alright, so let's, come on, Tyrus.
Let's get this farce underway.
What do you think about all this, Tyrus?
So, Revis pins his failure on some disruptive anomaly. Ludicrous. There's only one thing standing in the way of the experiment's success: Revis's diminutive intellect. Nevertheless, I am the student. Let's get on with our search.
Do you know what we should be looking for?
Some minor defect in one of the ruins' ritual sites, no doubt. I've heard that alien ruins often suffer from disruptive arcane seepage. Erratic Welkin stones, cracked ethereal wells, and the like. A true mage would have accounted for such things.
Do you think we'll be able to fix it?
Possibly, though it hardly matters. Even with a perfect alignment of arcane forces, Revis's device will still fail. We're really just delaying the inevitable. It's not worth the trouble, in my opinion. We may as well stay here.
Well, Revis told us to investigate.
Yes, I know. I'm not accustomed to fumbling around in the dark like a goblin. This is a churl's task. Nevertheless, I am the student. Let's get on with it.
Alright. Oh, I passed the stairs. I was gonna take the stairs instead of leaping off like a crazy person, but I passed them, so I'm just gonna leap. If I have strong enough legs, which apparently I don't. Looks like there's an invisible wall blocking it.
Our maps of Veyond didn't depict this tunnel. Vex head. Be on your guard.
Again, this is definitely dangerous.
Hideous savage beast! Keep that brute away from me!
Wow, this troll's pretty tough. See if Tyrus says anything different.
So, Revis pins his...
Okay, nothing different.
There, in the distance, more alien masonry. Finally, no more mucking around the dirt like some clumsy salt ice farmer. There's a strange aura on the other side of this door. Can you feel it? Now then, what am I saying? These Vala stones are clouded. Some manner of arcane erosion. They must be the source of Revis's trouble. Destroying them in this state could generate an explosive burst of magicka, and draining their power is no small feat. Unless, of course, you happen to be me. Smash away, hero, and let's get out of this place.
So sorry about that there. I went through the door too quickly, and his two pieces of dialogue played at the same time, making it kind of hard to hear them. I try not to do that.
Tiris, the interference. I think it may come from clouded...
Vala stones? Indeed. The Help and I already dealt with them. You're welcome.
Oh, well, thank you. Wait, does anyone else feel that?
Intruders? Get out! Get out!
A spirit. Stand back, both of you. It's time for a true test of the phantasmal sensor.
Get it away from me! Back, you creature! I mean it!
Wait, Tiris! No! Ah! Oblivion, take me, he's dead! Tiris is dead! This is a catastrophe! What are we gonna do?
Slow down. What just happened?
I tried to use the phantasmal sensor to quiet that alien spectre, but Tiris panicked and started to banish it with his own magic. His banishing spell mixed with the sensor's power and whoosh, snuffed out like a candle. I'm doomed!
Are you sure he's dead? He just vanished, right?
Just vanished. Yeah, sure, just vanished. To the afterlife! This is classic Revis, you know. I'm a pox. I'll just need a moment to think about what I'm going to tell the house about Tiris and the sensor, wherever it flew off to.
I'll find the sensor. You take a moment. Sensor's right here. Phantasmal sensor, an ornate lantern-like object that houses a strange assembly. It hums softly and exudes an odorless smoke.
What? What is happening to me?
Oh, Tiris. Even now I can hear him in my mind, haunting me.
No, that's really him. He's not dead.
I can hear Tiris's cries like he's right here beside me. I deserve it, don't I? A shameful, ghostly reminder of my failure.
Tiris's voice isn't in your head. I hear it too.
You do? Then he either torments us both or it's some spectral echo. A disembodied voice, sheared from his body like chitin from a quama. Perfect. I came to silence ghosts and just made another one. This is all my fault.
Should we follow the voice?
What's the point? It's not as if we can gather up screams and cobwebs and put him back together again. He was a person, not a teacup. If you want to pursue that voice, feel free. I imagine you'll be safer without me. Tiris certainly was.
All right. I'll do it on my own.
I can't. Help me! Use the sensor!
Tiris, he's not gone after all. Please forgive me, Sarah. While I was wallowing in self-pity, you were out here trying to clean up my mess.
Yes, I was.
And by the three, Tiris still lives. Or exists at any rate. What happened when you found him?
He told me to use the phantasmal sensor. After I did, he disappeared.
Along with the clouded Vala stones. Interesting. The sensor might have prompted some kind of animus inversion. The specifics can wait. Whatever happened, he's still aware of his surroundings. He might be able to fix this.
How do we do that?
We? No. I've done enough damage. I'll come along, offer scholarly advice and such. But you're the only person I trust to see this through. The first step is finding Tiras. His soul seems bound to the ruin and these stones.
So, how do we find him?
The clouded Vala stones are sort of thickening the magical fabric of this place. A soul like Tiras's would cause ripples. Allow me to make a small modification to the sensor. There. If you use it now, it should illuminate Tiras's path.
You're sure you don't want to do this yourself? You created the sensor in the first place.
I've proven beyond shadow of a doubt that I can't be trusted with that thing. For anyone who is not me, using the sensor is quite simple. Activate it, and a mote of spectral energy should coast toward Tiras. Just follow the mote.
What do we do when we find Tiras?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Best to focus on navigating the ruin. I seriously doubt that Bayon's shown us all its nasty surprises.
Alright. Before I use it, I'll look at these books.
The light! The clouded light! It calls!
Ah! I tried to jump through, but I was too late. Thing's actually hard to dodge. Running out of stamina.
Hurry! I can't any longer!
Tiras! And more clouded Vala stones. By the 3. Were the aliens selling them wholesale? I'll probably regret this, but I'll try to attune the stones. You push them out of position. Maybe that will set him free.
No! Not enough!
I know that did not look like a success, but I think I know what's happening. These clouded Vala stones. The aliens wouldn't have carved imperfect stones in this quantity by accident. There's intention here. They're meant to attract spectral energy like moths to a flame. That's why we keep finding Tiras among them.
How does that help us save Tiras?
Well, it doesn't just yet, but we're definitely onto something. The sensor can banish the stones, and my attunement spell can stabilize them long enough to dislodge them safely. You are one step closer to fixing this.
So what do we do now?
You? What do you do now? Keep tracking Tiras. I'll try to puzzle out a way to use the sensor and attunement spell to restore Tiras's corporeal form. We have to move quickly, though. If we don't reach him soon, critical animus decay might set in.
That sounds bad.
That's because it is bad. Let's pick up the pace, all right?
All right, let's keep searching for Tiras. Well, I'm glad the thing waited on us. Instead of just running off.
It's so close!
I think I know what's going on. Tiras is trying to resist the pull of the clouded Vala stones, but his strength is waning. Luckily, he's running into these smaller stone clusters, sort of like falling out of a tree and hitting all the branches on the way down.
Okay, so where will he end up?
I'm wagering there is a greater load of this clouded glass somewhere in the ruin. A stockpile or something that dwarfs these other Vala stones in size, potency, or both. Tiras should eventually find himself there.
What will happen when he reaches this load?
I can't imagine it will be pleasant, but with enough of the clouded glass in one place, we might be able to create a large enough resonance to restore Tiras's corporeal form. You using the phantasmal sensor, and me using the attunement spell.
Good, but you're going to help?
I have to. Without my attunement spell, the sensor could banish Tiras for good. I can't hide from this forever. I am a mage. Hapless and clumsy, perhaps, but a mage all the same. I owe it to Tiras, to you, and to myself to try.
All right, let's find Tiras in this load you mentioned.
This plan will work, right?
It will.
Of course it will work. Just follow that moat.
You seem to be in much better spirits.
I am. It might be a bit morbid, but all this dashing around and puzzle solving, it's why I love being a wizard. I'd nearly forgotten that with Tiras and House Telvanni pushing me around. We all have to follow our bliss, right? Mine's in old ruins.
All right. This ability right here, this, encase, I've kind of been using it the wrong way, just been encasing everybody, but I'm trying to be more strategic now. Encase one enemy, like this, and then go after the other one. Of course, I used it again on that one. I think it's kind of like, entangling roots in World of Warcraft. Use it when you get attacked by multiple enemies.
Aeum's mercy. Tiras is fading faster. Quickly, just smash these stones and we'll hope for the best.
Whoa! There's a lot of energy came out of that one.
There. Now, use the sensor. We have to find the central load.
It's another player on the same adventure as us. I lost track of it. Here it goes. I think it went up here. Into an ancient tomb.
It's not a cluster of glass. It's an entire well. All right. Let's go over the plan. We were looking for a pile of clouded glass, and instead, we found a limitless font of unstable magicka. Shame we have to destroy it. But let's be honest, I would have found a way to accidentally destroy it before long. Are you ready to save Tiras?
Yes. What do I need to do?
First, we need to replicate the original event. Aim the phantasmal sensor at him and unleash its power. While you're doing that, I'll cast the attunement spell. Weaving the two together should dislodge his animus and restore his corporeal form.
How confident are you that this will work?
Much less confident than you'd like.
I see.
If it's any consolation, most magisters aren't certain of a hypothesis until they test it. Our test just happens to have the potential for cataclysmic results.
Cataclysmic results?
Discharging spells and jangling magic sensors in front of an unstable well could prove explosive. But nothing is certain. Magic is more art than science. At least that's what I tell myself in situations like this.
What are the chances that this goes wrong?
7 in 10, give or take. You've faced worse odds before, though. Right? Come on, hero. Let's do some heroing.
I haven't really faced worse odds before. This character's only level 6 or 7. But alright, let's see what happens.
It's working, we did it! Tiras, are you alright?
Revis! I am alive. Oh, thank you. AM's mercy, I thought I was dead. I never should have cast that. But the ghost was there and I just panicked.
Oh, dear.
You, I owe you...
Why don't we head back to camp, alright?
You, I owe you such an apology. I could see everything you and Revis did. No one has ever looked out for me before. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this is unexpected. I thought for sure he tried to strangle me or something. Let's make our way back to the surface.
Alright. Luckily, there's an exit right over here. We don't have to go all the way back through the dungeon. Or cave, or whatever you want to call this.
I'm writing the Magister straight away, Revis. You will receive accolades aplenty.
Oh, that's, very generous, Tiras. Thank you.
I'll be sure to mention your role in my rescue, too. The death of a Terethi is a valuable thing, especially one who will one day become a Magister.
Well, this is unexpected. I'd resolved to spend the rest of my life in exile, but now Tiras is singing my praises. Do you think he hit his head or something? I guess anyone can have a change of heart when they have a brush with fate like this.
What happens now?
Hopefully, Tiras' testimonial will earn me some latitude with House Telvanni. Not enough to rise in rank, mind you, but enough to keep them off my back for a while. None of this would have been possible without you. Thank you, Sarah.
Alright, he's given us the House Terethi Signet Band. This is part of the Frostbite set. It's a Magicka DPS set. Not really what we want, so I'm probably just going to keep using the Ring of the Broken Soul instead.
Safe travels, my friend. And if you ever find yourself in Nisus, feel free to drop by.
Just leveled. Level 7. Are you planning on going back to Morrowind soon?
As soon as I can, yes. The sensor was always a means to an end. Tiras' letter should give me the boost I need to continue my real work. Rare eggs, dwarven machines, vegetable conjuring. All the bizarre obsessions that House Telvanni scorned.
Do you think Tyrus's letter will solidify your position in the house?
Ha! No, no. I'm far too clumsy to evade the Telvanni Council's contempt for long. But we have to treasure the time we have, right? I'm sure I'll make some really worthy discoveries before they start nosing around in my work again.
Alright, let's get another point of health. Get this Gold Coast Swift Survivor elixir. This is actually pretty nice. I may need to put 1 point into stamina at some point. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that. That will make sure that whenever we use different things that regenerate either magicka or stamina, it will regenerate stamina instead. Of course, I guess, you know what, my gear already does that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add it into health. Alright, and we'll take Unholy Knowledge as our next skill. It reduces the health, magicka, and stamina costs of your abilities by 3%. And we're out of skill points. So now we can move on with the main story. Let's see what this is here. Oh, just some stuff. My guildie's completing some stuff. So now we can go ahead and head to Gideon, I believe, so that we can warn Counselor Vandacia about the threat of the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood has been running around assassinating all of the counselors. And we don't really know why, but we know it has something to do with Mehrunes Dagon and this cult that's operating in the area. You know, we could go to Counselor Philaria first. Let's go ahead and go to Gideon, though. It's closer. There's an alien well over here. Trying to get back on the road. Here it is, right here. I believe there is a way shrine in Gideon, but because we haven't gone there yet, we haven't unlocked it, so we'll have to walk or run. Sure, my character is sweating under that armor. It looks really hot out. What is this? Some wheat? A heavy sack? With some runes in it. Got an achievement for ransacking. Looks like maybe there's something over here too. Some more runes. Another alien well. Well, that's weird. It doesn't look like I can activate it. Huh. That's strange. Maybe you can only activate them after a certain time. Maybe because I already activated the other one. That's really weird. Got another handbill up here. Author's assistant wanted. Author seeks well-muscled and energetic assistant to help research local history. Applicants must be willing to traipse about in swamps and possibly haunted ruins. Peerless martial skill and Daedra may-care attitude required. Positive outlook and cheery disposition desired. Don't miss out on this lucrative opportunity. Please direct all inquiries to Ysera of Sentinel at the Egg and Hammer Inn in Gideon. All right, well, that sounds like she's describing us. And here is that side quest that we just picked up. We'll be able to go in here, the Egg and Hammer Inn, but I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. It's about time to put it into it. In the next episode, we'll talk to Ysera, and then we'll continue with the main story. Thanks for watching. See you next time.